Eating rice dumplings, drinking wine, and racing dragon boats. Those are the best and most traditional ways to celebrate Dragon Boat Festival in China. And last Wednesday, June 12, all those things were happening all over the country. Down in Guangdong province, the Huizhou International Dragon Boat Invitational was taking place. The event attracted more than 1,300 dragon boat racers and 42 teams from the UK, South Korea, and Russia, as well as Hong Kong, Macau, and a number of cities in Guangdong. Despite the rain that fell during the race, it was not enough to interrupt the proceedings. Kwok Shufuk, the leader of the Hong Kong Tai-O boat, feels that dragon boat racing is a sport that should be promoted around the world.
Hong Kong
citizens love racing dragon boats. We started practicing right after Spring Festival. We really enjoy it. People ranging from 16 to 60 years old can all take part. The majority of them practice after work at about 7 or 8 o'clock at night. It's something we have to pass on since it's our traditional culture. Now dragon boat racing is becoming popular in different parts of the world. I hope there will be an official competition on a global basis in the future.
Meanwhile, the 4th World University Dragon Boat Championships were going on in Taiyuan, the capital city of Shanghai province. Some of the biggest names in racing were there taking part, including Harvard University.
I say Harvard, you say Crimson, Harvard, Crimson, Harvard, Crimson, Harvard.
When the gun went off, students from the best rowing schools in the world pumped their arms and pulled off from the start line. With their dragon head mounted proudly on the front of the boat, the race cast quite a different image from the traditional rowing event. Not long after the race started, however, one boat could be seen trailing off towards the bank. It belonged to a team of South Korean students from Tianjin Foreign Studies University.
Our South Korean team capsized into the water. Maybe there was something wrong with how they handled the pressure of the waves. We didn't do a lot of training for the race, but we had a plan to deal with this kind of situation, so we didn't suffer too big a loss.
At the same time, the 8th Bosten Lake Dragon Boat Race was underway in Huizhou County in Xinjiang, the northwesternmost province in China. Most of the participants were fishermen living near the lake who grew up on the water. Dozens of teams took part in that competition as well. In the end, the Daewoo Li K team from Xinjiang were crowned champions and earned the largest piece of the $15,000 prize.
We worked as a team and did really well. We'll continue racing like this and hopefully win the championship again next year.
I had a really good time. There are dragon boat races and a lot of other interesting activities and events going on.
But not all dragon boats are for racing. The luodian version of dragon boating started in the Ming dynasty and later flourished during the Qing dynasty. Instead of racing, they hold theatrical performances atop their pavilions. During the performance, the boats are required to take sudden turns and go around in circles. As the only descendant of the luodian dragon boat manufacturing technique, Zhang Fucheng devoted himself to making dragon boats 20 years ago.
The main purpose of making dragon boats is to prevent the luodian dragon boat from being lost. We're all around 70 or 80 years old. We 4 brothers are making this little blue-green dragon boat together. You have to lean back when you row. It's mostly for show, but it's really entertaining, really breathtaking.
According to the legend, the famous poet Yuan committed suicide by drowning himself in a river after his homeland was defeated by a Qin emperor. In order to protect his body from fish and evil spirits, locals beat drums and splashed the water in the area. In commemoration of Chu, dragon boat races are now held annually on the day of his death, and in 1980 became an official sporting event in China.